So some of you have seen this before. We covered it a couple months ago. Let's do it. Start with the quote. I am God, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times things that are not yet done. Okay, now some of you that aren't familiar with Neville Goddard, it's pretty deep, a little hard to comprehend at the start, the first time I read through this. So we're going to break everything down as we go forward. So we'll do a couple lines, break it down, a couple lines. Okay. Creation is finished. Creativeness is only a deeper receptiveness for the entire contents of all time and all space, while experienced in a time sequence, actually coexist in an infinite and eternal now. In other words, all that you ever have been or ever will be, in fact, all that mankind ever was or ever will be, exists now. That's pretty good. My favorite chapter in this entire book. Okay, so think about it for you. Hopefully you have your goal card out in front of you. Take that out. Put it in front of you. Now, from your goal perspective, we want to study from your goal, okay? One of the best habits I got from Bob that he talked to the inner circle about was, don't just study to study. Don't just study to know this cool information. Study towards a means. Study towards your goal. Apply the ideas, okay? Creation is finished. Creativeness is only a deeper receptiveness for the entire contents of all time and all space, while experienced in a time sequence, actually coexist in an infinite and eternal now. Okay, so what does that mean? For the entire contents of all time, past, present, future, and all things in space that have been in the past, that are currently, and that will become in the future, while we experience it consciously from past to present to future, right? It's like tomorrow, today, next week, this year, those types of words. We experience it consciously in a time sequence. Everything actually coexists in an infinite, eternal now. So you should have heard that before, subconscious, right? Subconscious mind can't tell the difference between past, present, future, can't tell the difference between space and things, right? Because subconscious mind is timeless and spaceless. Remember the example of our phone? Okay. So if I called somebody in China right now, almost instantaneous. So we say almost because it's not absolute. There is some sort of lag time, whether it's a millisecond or a second, whatever it's going to be. Okay. Almost instantaneously. I could call somebody in China and they're going to pick up. Doesn't matter how many miles away they are. Doesn't matter what time zone they are. They will be able to hear my voice, which is all vibration, invisible vibration, to and through this phone, and they will be able to hear it on the other side, goes to and through them instantaneously, picks up the message of what I'm saying, as long as they can speak English, of course. Okay? Subconscious mind is like this thing. Put it up and down so it's a little better. Okay? Like this phone, like your phone, your subconscious mind is the same way. Now, why is that important? Because when you put your idea, you put your goal with repetition, getting emotionally involved, feeling as if it's already done. We've talked about this all the time, okay? And that idea goes in your subconscious mind. It is in all time and all spaces. And subconscious mind, this universe, will work the magic it needs to bring your goal into fruition, along with your action. Unfathomable. I don't think anybody can explain how the fabric of the universe can interconnect so well together to perfectly, never makes a mistake, perfectly resonate with everyone's thoughts, these billions of people, and make it perfect so everything goes as smooth as possible within each thought that's being creative. All time, all space is here. I'm going to continue on this paragraph here, but this is so important because your goal is already done. I'm sure you've heard that before. Some speaker you might have heard, maybe you read a book that said that your goal's already done. But you kind of don't understand what that means. You're like, well, okay, that's cool. Here's why. I'm going to read this line one more time, this second line. In other words, all that you ever have been or ever will be, in fact, all that the world, mankind, ever has been or ever will be, exists now. That's pretty good. This is what is meant by creation. And the statement that creation is finished means that nothing is ever to be created, is only to be manifested. So you're really not creating anything. We call ourselves deliberate creators, co-creators of the universe, whatever you want to call it. You can call it that because that's really what we're doing. We are creating and designing the world, okay? But a really good way of thinking about it is all the creation is already done. All the energy already exists for what you want. And there's a vibrational reality of what you want. You've already built it. Instantaneously, when you start to think about your goal and you start to form a clear picture, you use your inductive reasoning factor to take the thoughts in the air and form it into an idea. Instantaneously, there's a vibrational reality that already exists. It exists right now. That's all you have to do is manifest it. That's why you don't have to know how anything's going to come to pass. You have to get on the frequency of that thing. The universe does unfathomable powers to bring you exactly what you desire. But you have to be your goal. You have to become it vibrationally. That's when things happen. Everyone follow me so far? Give me a quick hand raise, maybe a heck yes or something in the chat box. Selena, it's a good question. I'll cover it right after this paragraph, okay? Because I think the next couple of sentences will resonate with your question here. What is called creativeness is only becoming aware of what already is. Okay. You simply become aware of increasing portions of that which already exists. These sentences you can just study for the next 5 years and it'll change your life. Just one sentence. You simply become aware of increasing portions of that which already exists. The fact that you can never be anything that you're not already, or experience anything not already existing, explains the experience of having an acute feeling of having heard before what is being said, or having met before the person being met for the first time, or having seen before a place or thing being seen for the first time. They're really trying to take a pause here so you can kind of soak in what's going on. You know what I do every morning? It's a little advanced technique. I'm going to share all these techniques in 2.0. I've already constructed that one little image I put into the group that said, be a living God. Okay. We went through an unfathomable exercise I do every single morning. Okay. I speak to this vibrational reality. I speak as if it's already, it's like a thing. This desired lifestyle. And I connect to it, and I feel it, and sometimes I'll look up kind of in the air in this invisible area, and I know how real it is, and if I just pay more attention to this thing, that will become my reality. My consciousness is going to grow. What's growing? My awareness. My awareness of the creative power starts to harness what I'm connected to vibrationally. Remember, we're a spiritual being living in a physical body. We're energy. That reality is energy. And whatever you're connected to energy-wise, whatever you believe and consent to is true, is what's going to connect, and that's what you're going to experience. The only thing is we keep thinking thoughts in harmony with our paradigm. Imagination follows the root of habitual thought. So if we just keep thinking and thinking about what is, we're connected over here, but we want over here. We're not even on the same vibrational wavelength to receive the good that we desire. So we have to keep connecting over on the other side. So I'll talk to this reality. The people I want in my life, I will talk to them. I will connect to them. If you're a big Abraham Hicks fan, this will solve all the puzzle pieces for you, because what your vortex is, as she calls it, the word, the diction, okay? The vortex is this vibrational reality. All the good you desire is there. You have to stay connected to it. How do you stay connected to it? Through positive vibration. What's a positive vibration? Positive feeling. You need to find all the reasons to feel good and all the gratitude. Gratitude connects you to source. What source? Your vortex. What's the vortex? A higher version of you. You already have the higher version of you built inside. That's all you're doing is increasing your potential. You spiritual perfect over here. You're down here, programmed down here. You're just rising it up, rising it up, rising up, and ever trying to get that more self-mastery going, that higher self. I'm saying a lot, and I hope this is making really clarity, a lot of clarity for you. I'm just going to check in again before I move any farther on here. Is this making sense? Is that a lot of words? If you get this and you start taking your talking your vibrational reality and only connecting to that feeling-wise, it's going to come very quickly. I do it through my experience. I do it all the time. That's how this 2.0 program came into fruition. That's why we're going so fast. That's why in this program, in our coaching base right here, we're going faster than any other coach I can see, as long as I'm physically aware of it, than any other person. Okay. Now, there's everyone else is doing their thing. Nobody's competing, absolutely. But we're on this new level. We're on this level that's conquering all other things around us. There's things moving at a rapid pace. Because I keep connecting to that vibrational reality. Now, most people are like, oh, this invisible stuff, you're just taking actions towards the thing, right? I had to connect there first to allow myself to know and be inspired about what actions to take from here. It's almost like you're channeling energy. And the channeling energy is the creative energy that's already built inside of you. Whew. Okay, everyone's saying, yes, 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 hell yes, perfect sense. Feelings are conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. If we are a spiritual being, that means we are a form of energy, neither created nor destroyed. Okay? We're in a physical body. You're not this body. You're not your results. You're not even your thoughts. Where do your thoughts come from? Ever think about that? So you're not your thoughts. You're not your results. You're not your physical body. What are you? You're that energy. And if you're energy, that means all things are vibrating. The law of the universe is all things are vibrating, nothing rests. So even this phone is vibrating at such a miraculous speed. However, our senses, proven scientifically, that my senses are interpreting a vibration and making a form of pictures and things going on in my brain that allows me to see things that we see or hear things that we hear. If you're a form of energy, where are you vibrating? People say it all the time. They just don't even know what they're saying. They say, I'm in a good vibe today. They say good vibe. They say bad vibe. That's what we're talking about. You hear everyday people saying it. They just don't know exactly what they're saying, but that's a good phrase. It's an accurate phrase. I'm in a good vibe today, or that person has good vibes. It's pretty good. Let's keep going. The whole of creation exists in you, and it is your destiny to become increasingly aware of its infinite wonders and to experience ever greater and grander portions of it. Pretty good. Now, the fundamental questions. If this is true, if all things are existing, your goal already exists in a vibrational realm, not physical. That's why we say it's a physical lie. It's a spiritual truth. It does exist out there. You can connect to it. What determines what you're going to experience tomorrow? What determines how you bring your goal into fruition? What determines, what's going to happen next? Beautiful questions. It's the next logical question after understanding this information, and that's the questions Neville Goddard talks about. If creation is finished and all events are taking place now, the question that logically and naturally springs into the mind is, what determines your time track? That is, what determines the events you encounter? Okay, without reading too much further, what do you think? Put it in the chat box there. Be the 2% of people that think. Don't be the 3% that think they think and 95% that would rather die than think. Okay, just think about this for a second. If this is true, what indicates what you're going to experience? If all of this creation is done, what's going to determine what you experience tomorrow? What's going to determine what you experience by the end of 2018 and into 2019? Just throw your best guess. Who cares if you're right or wrong, because it really is right or wrong. Cleo says what we place our attention on. Debbie says your vibration. Selena, vibration. Natalie, thoughts. Thoughts, feelings, energy that you put forth. Focus, belief. Energy, belief structure. It's all right. Perfect. Neville Goddard talks about it in different wavelengths, but it's the same exact thing. The answer is your concept of yourself. Same thing what you're saying. Okay, it's just a different word. Concepts determine the route that attention follows. I hope you got that line. Concepts determine the route that attention follows. It's a good one. It is the concept that we hold true and consent true as possible, and yes for us, that determines where our thought attention goes. Here's a good test to prove this fact. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Just take a pause. Assume the feeling means feel the emotions as if your goal is done. Assuming the feeling of something being fulfilled, your wish, your goal. And observe the route that your attention follows. You will observe that as long as you remain faithful to your assumption, so long will your attention be confronted with images clearly related to that assumption. Here's an example. If you assume that you have a wonderful business, you will notice how in your imagination, your attention is focused on incident after incident relating to that assumption. Friends congratulate you, tell you how lucky you are. Others are envious and critical. From there, your attention goes to larger offices, bigger bank balances, and many other similarly related events. Persistence in the assumption will result in actually experiencing, in fact, that which you assumed. See how this all comes around, puzzle pieces together as we keep going at this same knowledge over and over in different wavelengths? We talk about I am all the time. When you say I am successful before it's a physical fact, you are assuming that you will become successful if you keep changing your mindset to turning on the wavelength that you're going that way. That's my direction. You understand the power of I am, affirming now in the present, not what will be. I will be, or I this, that, the other thing. I want to be, right? I am is God. It's a language that says I am commanding all energy to and through me that this is now going to be true. I will now start to experience this thing that I am affirming. It's the concept of yourself. And what he's talking about here, if you assume that and you decide on that and you be persistent in your assumption, you're going to start to realize that you have thoughts about success. You remember times you've been successful. You look for evidence that says, actually, yeah, that's right. All things are happening really well for me. My life and business is getting better, and I can find the evidence that says, actually, that's true, actually. This happened yesterday, and a week ago, this popped out of nowhere, and it seems like things are rolling in this side. You'll find things to be grateful for. Now, let's go to the opposite side, right? If you assume that something is not very good, things are not going well, and you keep saying that, and you own that self-image, what happens? Start to get in fear and doubt and worry. And the doubt and worry starts to register as anxiety, a little depression maybe, or a little anger. So it's negative emotions, boredom, nothing really happening, no energy going anywhere, okay? And you find all these weird thoughts. I call them weird thoughts because I think we've all had them before, where you think all these weird things and you don't even know why you're thinking them. It's like sometimes you'll walk by somebody and you just don't like them. There's no reason for it. You just like you did something stupid, or that person did something stupid. And then you get on this weird thought frequency that says, no way I'm ever going to be a success. Oh man, this is like hopeless. Man, nothing's going on, right? You've owned that consciousness of not being successful or whatever that may be, and your mind shifts on the frequency of that thing. It dips down, and all thoughts on that level attract to it. That's why you're not your thoughts. Where do they come from? Law of attraction decrees that all things of like energy come towards you. That includes thoughts. The first manifestation of anything that's transforming your life is thoughts attracting together, that you'll have thoughts and feelings in harmony with the thing that you're affirming, whether good or bad. And then physical evidence starts to show. But the first manifestation of anything moving is your first thought process and feeling changing. That's the first step of all manifestation. That's what happens. The attraction of those thoughts on that frequency. We assume the opposite side. We start to experience that. We're going to finish up the last little half here. Everyone got it? Making sense? A little quick check-in. Active learning, keeping you going. Hopefully you're jumping up and down and saying, hallelujah. Okay, everyone's saying yes. Great. Selena, I didn't forget about your question. The same is true regarding any concept. If your concept of yourself is that you're a failure, you would encounter in your imagination a whole series of incidents in conformance with that concept. Thus, it is clearly seen how you, by your concept of yourself, determine your present. That is the particular portion of creation which you now experience. And your future, that is the particular portion of creation which you will experience. It's what you consent to and believe as true. It's hard for people to grab this. And I often have to hear this over and over. That's why I keep reading the same book. I keep reading the same stuff, because you always need that little reminder until it becomes so ingrained that you think in these ways. Okay? Sometimes we forget because we can't see this happening. And consciousness shift is over a gradual transformation. Everybody else can see your transformation. It's one of the coolest things about being a coach. I can see you transform dramatically. I don't even have to talk to you. I can tap into your energy. I can feel your energy. I can see your expressions on the call. I can see what's going on around you, all this stuff. Okay? You can too. It's not like I have some power that you don't have. You have the same power. You can see people transforming. You can feel their energy. You can feel it shifting. You can see a smile on their face a little bit more, whatever it is. Okay, you could see different backgrounds and environments changing and whatever. Okay. So with this is we're tapping into the energy of this brand new concept and things, right? But we can't see that for ourselves most times. We can see our results shifting, but it usually happens over a month, happens over a 6-month period. And you see things dramatically shifting. That's why persistence is one of the key elements of all characteristics. Because in this time and age, we're so spontaneous with things. If we need to call somebody, I got my phone. If I need to get a hold of somebody, I got it. If I need a package shipped, I can get Amazon same day. At least I live in LA, so it's a big city, and I can get same day delivery. Okay, at most times. Sometimes it's next day. If I need things, it's instantaneous. Manifestation has not changed, though. It's always been around for thousands of years, where it takes a little time that you stay persistent in this growing upward consciousness, and you will start to experience that. Okay, so that's why persistence. It has to be every day. You don't second guess. You don't keep looking for physical evidence. You know it's happening. And when you start to not second guess and just say like, oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That's when things move. Last part, this is one of the most important things tonight. If you say for your goal or a person or household or lifestyle, whatever you're trying to manifest, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You can't get there from there. In your awareness that that thing is not there, you have the feeling of absence. And when you keep saying, where is it? Where is it? It's not happening. What's going on is you're thinking of something that you want, and your feeling is the exact opposite. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. Universe responds with like energy that says, not here, not here, not here, not here. That's why it keeps on being here. And your recognition and awareness on why something is not there, that's why it can't happen. And our recognition and awareness that it is a vibrational reality and it's coming into fruition and we feel damn good about it, that's when it comes. Small little energy work. It's all balance. When you got that, you got the trick to manifestation. There's no real tricks. You're always manifesting stuff, but it's the unique understanding that says, oh, I got it. I can see why some things manifest and some things aren't. Because I'm either dominant in the presence of the thing or the absence. And my recognition of the absence of the thing is why it can't enter my life the right way, the way I want it. And the recognition that it's present, it's coming, and I focus on the service, boom, it starts to happen. Hope you grab that. Very important. Okay, so let's take a second. And I'm going to answer Selena's question here. And Barbara, I did see you ask a question. Yes, this is Neville Goddard. Power of Awareness is the book. Tartar Penguin series. This is the one that Bob always says to get, and I agree. It's very good. Okay. So while I am taking a little pause here, okay, I want you to take a pause and do a little introspection. Where are you feeling most? Where are you thinking most? Feel good and have faith that your goal is done. It's already here. It's vibrational. It's done. It's energy work. It's already here. And the more you connect to it, the more you should see physical evidence. And if you're objective, and you don't worry, and you don't doubt, you can literally see things unfolding in your world. You can see evidence of these things happening all around you. You might hear somebody say something that confirms what you keep affirming out loud nonstop. Just be objective about it. Keep getting emotionally involved with what you want. You can see your physical world morphing to what you're saying out loud. It's pretty damn cool. So take a second there. Think about what that faith means for you. Okay. So Amy's question is, are we actually just unearthly things? I mean, uncovering. Okay. I think I know what you mean, but can you just specify what you mean by unearthly things, spiritual beings? Uncovering our spiritual perfection, I'm guessing is what you're kind of getting at here. Or next question. If everything is already created, then we are basically uncovering what is there. That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's read that out again for anybody listening into the call that can't see a chat box. If everything is already created, then are we basically uncovering what is there? Absolutely. That's the whole thing of self-mastery, and people have been doing it for thousands of years of history. You look at the philosopher, you look at the religions, you look at the self-help, if you want to call them, or personal development, or you look at any of the things that say like esoteric, and you go in all the sections of this personal development realm. We'll just call it that, kind of overarching development, okay, the self-developing. It's self-mastery. For thousands of years, people have been trying to control everything that's going on within, uncovering more of their potential. They know the potential's inside. They know they have to control their thoughts, feelings, and actions. The only thing we can control in our entire world is our thought, is our feeling, is our actions. That's it. You can't control anything else. Yes, when you do control your thoughts, feelings, and actions, your results change, your physical world changes, but you're not actually creating that thing. The universe is reforming to allow you to now experience that thing. Conscious starts to change, your physical environment starts to change. Okay. That's a good question, Nick. And I think you answered it perfectly for yourself. Really good. Any other questions out there? Okay, now you can even match this up with the physical science of all things, okay? So there's many different science stuff relating to all this creation is finished, and it pretty much all agrees perfectly, okay? And I was an engineer for a long time, so I knew and understood the invisible side of things on paper. I didn't know at the time the mindset stuff and how it integrated all together because I didn't study this material yet. But now I've come upon both industries and both understanding of it all connects, okay? So there's an experiment, Schrodinger's experiment. It's this cat experiment, okay, in a box, if you haven't heard of it, okay? And what it's explaining is this cat is in a box, and there's a vial of poison that could possibly kill this cat, okay? Don't get emotionally involved. It's not happening, okay? So it's a possibility. This mechanical world, this old science would say, well, there's a probability that the cat is dead when you open the box or it's alive. 50-50. That's it. There can only be two outcomes. In quantum physics, though, it is explained that these two realities exist as one. They're both happening. And it is only when the outcome, us opening and observing what's in the box, all things collapse on each other and one experience happens. If you read into Plato and Socrates and different philosophers from a long time ago, there's thought experiments that says the same thing. When you close your refrigerator, does your food disappear? No, they didn't have refrigerators. I'm just giving you an easy example. When you close your refrigerator, does your food disappear? Well, mostly everybody in the society would be like, are you kidding me? What, you need to go to a mental institution? Of course my food does not disappear because I open it and it's not gone, right? But what the whole concept of this thought experiment is, how do you know? We don't know until we observe something. And there's science backing all these things, and the gold foil experiment with electrons being shot out and it all being wave and particle at the same time. Now we're dipping into some stuff that you might have no understanding of and different things, okay? But what we want to understand is that all these vibrational realities exist. That's the whole concept, partially, behind that there's multi-universes and different things happening, okay? We have a choice on what we want to put our focus onto. And when you start to focus on where you want to go, that's why things develop that way, because all things start to collapse on each other to make sure that thing happens wherever you put your thought attention. Does any of this make sense? Am I just confusing you with the science side of things, or does that kind of give you a cool little understanding of both sides, that pretty much it agrees with everything that's going on in this world, energy-wise? Okay. Now you don't have to look into that because there's a great quote Jim Rohn said. And Jim Rohn said, you know, people are always looking, there's two kinds of people. There's one that's always looking for why everything's happening and why the trees are being uplifted and all these things, he said. And then there's another side where there's other people there picking the fruits and living a lavish life. And he says, you just have to choose what side you want to be on. Choose to understand as much as you can to get your results. You don't have to know how the universe does its thing. You learn as much as you can. You put all implementation and action items moving forward so that your mind changes, and enjoy the fruits, enjoy the results, enjoy the lifestyle. And as you're doing that, then you can study more and more into this material, which is why 2.0 exists. So we're going into it a little bit deeper. Yes, everyone's saying it makes perfect sense. Amazing. Good to go. Keep going. Love it. Okay. Well, here's where we're going to start to think. Okay. So what are the top 5 emotions? We went through this, okay, a couple of weeks ago, or last week. What are the top 5 emotions that you would feel if your goal was done? Or in Neville Goddard's word, what emotions would you assume if your wish was fulfilled? If it was already done. Live in that vibrational reality. Know it exists. Go there. Okay? Say, if this thing was done, how would I feel? And put it in the chat box. Don't be one of the ones that just listens and doesn't do it. Okay. Make sure you do it. Yolanda says, gratitude. It's just so good. Gratitude. What else do we have out there? So it says happiness, gratitude, contentment, joy, excited. Susan says, very grateful to be on top of the world. It's a good one. Absolute peace, gratitude, joyful relief, gratitude, joy. Exhilaration, joy, fulfillment, gratitude, peace. Ease, grateful, giddy, full of peace, awe, relief. Achievement, excitement, satisfied, thankful. Elated, I like that one, Sarah. Blessed, grateful, content, ease. Humility. Okay, very good. Own those emotions. Find all the reasons to feel those emotions before things change, then things change. Easy to do, not at the start. But when you start to create the habit of doing that, you have to change your thoughts and feelings before things change. What is our formula? Our grand formula that we always talk about. Be, do, have. All right. Let's go into this little slide here. So if we're that blue circle, okay, we understand that all of creation is finished, and these clouds are representing possible realities. They're not here, that's why they're kind of cloud. They're in your dream. You can't see it. You're only here in this moment. You can only experience this moment here and now. Okay? So you're in that blue little circle, and there's infinite number of realities. You can see on the bottom right-hand corner, there's infinite number of these. Okay? What's going to determine what you experience? We just covered that. It's your concept that you hold of yourself. What you believe and consent to is true. Okay? What's our grand formula? be, do, have. If this reality holds what you want, these desired results, okay? How do we get there? How do we change the concept of ourself? The concept is what we hold true, believe to be true, consent to be true about ourselves. We have to be it and do it. Okay? How do you be something? Anybody got a good guess on that one? How do you be something? How do you become an idea? Talk about it all the time. Good answers? You become it vibrationally. You embody the frequency of whatever that is on your level. You rise there internally. What you're doing is raising to your higher self. You are connecting to the higher version of you and becoming that greater version. You are becoming the greater version necessary to be ready to receive the thing. If you have not received your goal yet, it's because you're not ready. That includes me too. If I have not received my goal yet, I'm not ready vibrationally. We're getting there. We're striving there. We're making progress. We're changing our beliefs. We're changing our thoughts, our feelings. Everything's moving. Absolutely. Enjoy the journey. Every day it's improving. Okay. And as soon as we hit that frequency critical point, bang, we're there. There's no parade. There's no event. We've just been living it every single day and constantly going towards that end. Okay. On the other hand, where are most people sitting all day? Their current results again. Now, here's the thing. You can experience either one of these. People are not deliberately trying to choose to experience the red line where they don't want to be. It's not what they're trying to do, but they may be experiencing it. Not a lot of progress. Why? Have, do, be. They're waiting for the world to change before they change. They're waiting for the income to change before they take the leap of faith to start their business. They're waiting to have the money so that they can be happy. They're waiting for their money to change so they can feel ease around money. I hope you got that one. Most people are waiting for their money situation to change. When it changes, then they'll feel more ease around the money because they have more of it. That's why, if you want to pick a number out there, 97% of the population has that happening. They really want change. They may even set a goal. Most people don't, but they may even have set a goal. But they haven't changed internally. They just want it. Then they'll do stuff. Then they'll give more service. Then they'll be happy. Earl Nightingale covers it beautifully in all of his works. He talks about it. He says, people are waiting. People are waiting to give good, clear, awesome quality and quantity service. They're waiting for the income to come in. And they say, when I got the income, then I'll give the service. It's the opposite. You have to give and you will receive. If you're waiting to receive, you're coming from a place that you can't receive anything other than what is or worse. Let's go to the other side. We become it. We change. We find and match the happiness, the freedom, the flow, the ease to our goal. We find all the reasons to do it. Because guess what? Our emotions are a guidance system. It's not so that we can feel bad if things are going bad. Our emotions are not built to feel good if things are going well. We feel the way we want to feel because we choose to. Because we choose to know it's a vibration. We get on that vibration wavelength. So we become it by getting there vibrationally, and then we put out all the good that we want to receive. We want to have 50 grand per month come in. We put out and match that good before it actually comes in. Then it comes in. You match the quality and quantity of service, law of compensation. You give that out before you receive the exact income that you want per month. And then it comes. And then you can have anything that you want in this lifetime. I call it the grand formula because this is the thing that really changed my life. Bob's is that stick figure diagram, and it's so incredible, and it changed my life, absolutely. This is one of the #1 things that summed up everything. It summed up every single book I ever read. It summed up every single program I've ever done. It has summed up every single idea that I was learning from every single teacher on the planet, all my mentors, everything that everybody was telling me. It summed it up in one tiny formula. I got to be it. I got to put out the work, and then I can have whatever I want. And it's reigned true every single time I keep this formula in front of me, every single day. It reigns true. And it reigns true for all of you, and you're seeing such good results from it. On the opposite side, that's where we break. So basically, this entire program, Thinking the Results, is trying to get ourselves, if we're over on that other side, from that to that, and making that habitual. What's paying the price? Okay, putting everything in this call. Okay, what's paying the price? Paying the price you have to pay to get your goal. What's paying the price? You have to change your thoughts. You have to change your feelings, and you have to give out all the inspired action that you possibly can do, not exhausted action, not tiring action. You need to put out all the growth that you can possibly do. That's paying the price, not money-wise. Sure, investing in yourself, absolutely. It's part of the process. That's part of your action forward, absolutely. But we're saying you don't have to pay $1 million to get $1 million back. You have to pay the price. How do you pay the price? Feeling, thought, and action change. The people on the left-hand side, they don't feel like paying the price. I used to be there a long time ago. I didn't want to change it. I didn't want to study. I didn't want to study every day. In fact, when I was in school, I hated study. I didn't want to read. Okay? But I wanted my life to change. You see it every single day. People want their lives to change, but they're not doing anything. Okay? But on the other side, we go to the right-hand side. As long as we're willing to pay the price, as long as we're willing to change, study every day. We got it. We can do it. And the simple example I always say, and actually I put in 2.0 numerous times, okay, is if you want to be clean, you want to smell good, okay, you want to smell fresh and nice, and you want people to say, woo, you smell really good today, okay? If you want that, okay, maybe you don't want that far, but you just want to feel good, you want to feel fresh, okay, you want to feel clean. You got to pay the price. What's paying the price? You take a shower every day, 10-minute shower, 5-minute shower, whatever you do, 20-minute shower, okay? You take a shower every morning or every night, or maybe both, twice a day. You brush your teeth so your breath doesn't smell. That's paying the price. If you want to be clean for as long as possible, you take a shower, and you do it every day. You realize you're not dumb internally that says, oh my God, I went a week and I just took a shower last week. How do I have to take one again? I smell again, right? Everything is in this universe creating or it's dying, right? So your smell will start to die off and you will become unclean. It's such an easy, simple example. Same thing goes with our mind. If we're not renewing it every day and taking a mental shower, our mind often drifts backwards. I see it all the time. People come in the calls for 6 months, they get enormously great results. Things are happening so well, and then you don't see them for a month. And then they're like, man, why am I going down? Well, think about fitness, the same thing. If you did a transformation for 6 months, and then you never touched the gym again, and you didn't eat healthy, you wouldn't maintain what you had. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep improving. You have to keep moving. You're either going forward or you're going backwards. Law of the universe. Yeah, so you can feel like you're staying in one motion, but it's up and down. We talked about this, okay? It's a frequency. You're doing a little improvement just to maintain. It's like this. It's never flatlined. It's just a little bit, okay? So we want to keep going up, 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 up. We have to keep being that thing. Persistence. That's why the whole chapter in Think and Grow Rich is persistence. Again, I've given you a ton of stuff. Everything making sense, crystal clear. What we went over, creation is finished, along with paying the price. And how do we pay the price? We have to be, do, have. Good. Any questions on this? Almost everyone's hands here. Crystal clear. Lots of good stuff. All right. I encourage you to brainstorm 3 ideas they're going to do from here to become your idea better. You can always do better. I can always do better. Every day I try and aim to do just a little bit better than yesterday, or a lot better. Okay? Think of 3 ideas that you can do to become your idea better than you're doing now. Becoming the idea and doing the idea. What does that look like for you? 3 ideas. And then once you got at least one, throw it in the chat box so you can help others. Remember, you give help, you shall receive. And you receive help regardless. But it will put out some good energy for you. It'll come right back to source. You give 1 idea, 10 other people will chime in. And they get 10 ideas, you receive 10. It always works that way. Whatever you give out multiplies by big time. Susan says, continue following my gut. Good one. Gut, what do we mean by that? It's the heart. What do we mean by that? It's intuition. It's your higher self, your connection, your vibration. Debbie says, study, feel it, speak it. Perfect. It's so good. Speak it. Words are thoughts articulated. If you don't have that quote nailed in your head, I would write it down 10 times tonight. Words are thoughts articulated. If you keep talking about what is, you will keep getting what is because you keep thinking about what is. We got to dominate with a new story. What's a new story? It's a new thought pattern of what you want to come rather than what is. Adele says, intentional, deliberate actions towards its attainment. Perfect. Kaleo says, talk to my goal. Picked it up tonight. Love it, Kaleo. Heather says, be open. Liz, focus on the feeling of my wish fulfilled with full embodied energy. Yeah, that's a good one. What else do we have out there? Keep brainstorming. Make sure you add in an idea. I know we're wrapping up here. So it says more visualization. Art says, give all of myself into my goal, fully positive mental attitude. Welcome my reality. It is here now. Great. One good one for everyone, a great exercise, including myself, is stop looking for physical evidence and look more for vibrational evidence, feeling evidence. Just pay attention to your feeling and service. I nailed it into everyone's mind in 2.0. When you go through 2.0, I'm going to nail it into your mind that just focus on your alignment, positive feeling, and the service that you give out. Don't look for physical evidence. Don't look to see if you have the stuff moving and everything else. Because every time you look, it is that feeling internally. It's not here. Maybe tomorrow. It's not here. You know, you're in this feeling place. Your awareness, this is like 5th time I said it, your awareness of what is not there is why it's not coming. Okay? So 2 things, that's the only things that really matter when you're transforming your results. 1, positive alignment, changing your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And number 2, okay, is your quality and quantity of service. You will get so much out. Natalie says one of mine is focus more on the feeling. I'm going to start talking my goal too. Perfect. Make friends with your goal. Just like you talked about make friends with money. Now, I'm telling you, yeah, you might be insane to almost everybody around you. I said a little joke when I was speaking on stage the other time was, if I kept my windows open and my doors open, okay, people would think I'm insane because of how much I'm talking. Or since I say I'm like rich and wealthy and I say all these things, people would shout out of the windows, we know already, right? Because I keep saying these things over and over and over, and they think this guy's insane. He's out of control. I don't know why I keep saying all these weird things, you know, and everything, okay? But as long as you are in a place where you're, you know, not going to be bothered by other people questioning what you're doing, talk to your goal. Sounds ridiculous, but it's not when you know this information. And you'll talk it into existence. It'll become who you are. That's what you're doing. So it says, find all the reasons to feel good. Find all the reasons to feel grateful. Jim and Lorraine, continue a practice of visualization with feeling like I have it already. Celine says, example of talking to your goal, please. Sure, we can wrap up with that. Last but not least, as Liz says, get uncomfortable with telling of my spiritual truth with belief. Right on. Okay. So talk to your goal. Okay. So what you do is you start to deliberately visualize like a vibrational reality. In your mind, you see like this moving energy. Can you talk to your goal and you say, man, it feels so good to have you around. I'm just so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you're my friend in this present reality. And I know you exist vibrationally. It just feels so good to be in your energy. Oh, how good does it feel to be connected to this beautiful place? It feels ease. Oh, it feels so good. And especially with all that great income coming in and the great magic that we've been able to do together. It feels so good knowing that we're doing all good things to help people out. It feels so joyful knowing that I'm connected to my higher self. And oh, how easy does it feel to connect to a vibrational reality? It's all here. It's actually within me. I don't even have to look up, but I like to imagine that you're my higher self and coming to and through me and manifesting in beautiful ways. It feels relieving and it feels like balance, knowing that I am full of love and you're full of love and we're connecting together. It feels right. It feels like it's the right outcome for exactly where we need to be at this time. It feels like magic. It feels like flow. It feels like love. It feels like joy. It feels like all things are manifesting in the exact right way, the exact right time for everything that's going on here and now. All things are going to ease, and it feels alignment with who I really am. In fact, the universe wants me to be in alignment with who I really am because that is my higher self and is a part of this universe, the ultimate universe. And all energy always wants to go for fuller expression and expansion. It's not only right of what I'm doing now, but all things are manifesting to help me and co-create this beautiful goal, this beautiful vision I have. So grateful that you're here. I love the presence. It's all I care about is the feeling here and now and the great service that I'm about to put out. Woo! Hopefully that was a good example for you. So that's all you do is go on a little rampage and you talk to it and you feel and you tell yourself, how good does it feel? You'll connect to it. Okay, I'll wrap up with this here, and I know we're at the top of the hour, but stick with me for another second. You connect to it, and you embody the emotion of it. That's all we're ever after. Why do we want anything? Because it feels good. When you embody the feeling as if it's done, talk to yourself in that way. Tell yourself, I am here, it's done. Even if you need a whisper and you haven't practiced enough to do what I just did in front of people, you just do it by yourself. You close or you go in your bedroom or whatever it is, and you just tell yourself, oh, how good does it feel to connect with my higher self? How good does it feel knowing that all these truths are available? Play this recording over and over and over just to see how I did it. Maybe you want to write it out and just practice some of the lines I use to get practice of what to say to yourself. That's all it does is come within, though. It's just whatever ideas are flowing to and through you, let them go. And you don't have all this resistance. You don't care about anything now. You live here. And when you live in this moment, bang, things start to flow to and through you much faster. Okay? All right. What a great call tonight. Anyone have any questions just before I wrap up here?